Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Board with the Mayor. I'm glad that you're tuning in. Today I have two special guests that I'm excited to have. All of our guests are exciting. It just gets better and better as the shows go on. But today I have my friend Deb Malone and Ben Green here, coming from the Chamber of Commerce to give us some information. So guys, welcome and thanks for being here.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Good to see you. And if you guys don't know Deb, you don't know Peekskill. I'm going to tell you that right now. If you don't know Deb, you don't know Peekskill. So I'll just get right into it. I want to ask you guys, about the Chamber and about this AIM initiative that everybody's so excited about. Can you guys tell us a little bit more about that? Like, what's actually going to happen? What's this about?
Well, AIM is an event that's going to celebrate our emergence as a multimedia hub in the Hudson Valley.
Yes.
And what's happened, yeah, it's very exciting. And what's happened over the past, I'd say 10 years or so, is that there's been an incredible colonization of multimedia companies in the Peekskill and the surrounding area. But Peekskill really is the hub. And recognizing this as the Chamber, we've decided to light a fire underneath it. And so what AIM is there's the event portion, there's the initiative side. The initiative is ongoing, and we're reaching out to industry. This is sort of an interesting background fact. I mean, multimedia is over $700 billion economy in this country, and it's actually larger than tourism. And in New York State, and tech and media are very closely aligned together. And the tech in New York City is the fastest growing job sector in New York City. They added 280,000 jobs, putting New York State behind only Texas and California. And this natural expansion has come to this area. And we've got all these smaller multimedia companies, but a real density of them at this point. And so our event, that's the initiative side. The event side that we're putting on is really celebrating this emergence, drawing attention to it. And what it is we've got our 6 largest cultural and educational organizations all programming around a common theme of multimedia.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And combined, those mailing lists are over 130, 140,000 people, somewhere in that neighborhood. So this combined effort and working with you guys,
Of course,
the city.
of course.
And I just have to make one little comment. I was going to try not to do this, but I think in a history of, this is the only chance I'm ever going to have to be dressed as well as Andre, because in Peekskill we have amazingly dressed mayors. It's I think a long lineage.
Right.
And it is true. I mean, Frank, yourself, so finally you and I have leveled the playing field. So I just wanted to get that out there.
What about me?
And Deb.
Really?
I do want to say, I lived a few years in Vegas growing up because my father was in the Air Force. There's nothing that excites me more about going back to Vegas with the shirt that has Hollywood and Peekskill on it at the
Yes,
same time.
here's our T-shirts.
It just won't get much better than that.
I know.
Yeah.
So, moving along. So, Deb, you working with the Chamber. Like, what can we expect from the Chamber this year?
The Chamber, this is a Chamber initiative. It's an economic development initiative that the Chamber is spearheading.
Awesome.
We are so excited about it. With the closing of Indian Point plants in 2020 and 2021, there has been a lot of task force, a lot of discussion. What do we do? And this just is like the perfect thing for our region to reinvent ourselves.
Right.
And it's so important that communities, this community, Peekskill in particular, has reinvented itself over and over and over again throughout the years. I mean, it's gone from industrial, it's gone from retail, it's gone to the arts. Now we're looking into making this a multimedia business hub in this area. So, I mean, I think the success of an area is the fact that it can reinvent itself. And we have had a fantastic group of volunteers who have worked on this. It wouldn't have happened if Ben didn't bring this idea to us a couple of years ago, saying, I'm seeing a lot of multimedia companies coming up here. I think we should really kind of market this. But we have Peter McKinley from Pack Creative, who has put in hours and hours of work, and Maxie Grosvenor for Studio 6 in the Hat Factory. Bruce Apar. We have had Andrea Bloom.
I like Bruce.
Andrea Bloom from Alchemy Post Sound, and everybody's kind of come together. Chuck Newman, who introduced us to Larry Shearer, who will be running the panel next week. So we're really psyched. This is our big thing this year. But on the other hand, the Chamber has a lot of events that we also do besides this.
Right. Just add it to the list.
Yeah, just add it to the list, keeping Lauren Brady very, very busy at the chamber. So we have, I mentioned to you when I came here today that we did send out our scholarship applications. So anybody, Peekskill High School seniors, the chamber does have a scholarship. The applications are available in the guidance office. We award 6 scholarships to each of our serving high schools. We have the Hudson Valley Exposition coming up on August 4th, which we're very, very psyched about. That's our big festival, so we're going to have that'll be a good time. And then we have our golf outing coming up in September. But besides that, we field tourism requests. And one of the things, we've gotten so many calls. I've gotten people, I had a call today from a producer-director who had heard about the AIM project from the superintendent of the Hendrick Hudson School District.
Wow.
So, we will be, this, again, we're bringing businesses here. There'll be opportunity for our youth later on for employment. We hope to bring, as we bring in businesses in, hopefully the school districts will get behind this, and they'll create a curriculum around these,
like that,
all right, around, around these areas of work. So it's really exciting, and it's always exciting to work at the Chamber of Commerce and to work with people like Ben.
I bet it is.
It's to work with people like Ben and has really been wonderful, and I don't want him calling me at 11:30 at night anymore. Okay. Or texting me, what do you think? Okay.
Right.
But you know what? That's because there's passion.
Good.
If there wasn't passion, we wouldn't be doing this and thinking about waking up and making notes saying, we should do it this, we should add this, so.
What I'm noticing,
Do you mind if, you know what I didn't mention was what some of the scheduling is for the weekend?
Sure.
Is that something we want to maybe talk about a little bit?
well,
Maybe
I'll
interesting?
make it something we're going to talk about.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have a quick question for you. So
Yeah.
tell us about the scheduling.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
No problem.
Give me part of that schedule.
There you go. I am.
That's a really good question.
Please share.
Well, as I said before, we've got our 6 large cultural and educational organizations all programming around the theme of multimedia. So the first event is at Dramatic Hall, and our mayor, Andre, is actually sitting on the panel. Yes. And it's going to be really a fascinating panel discussion. It's going to feature Sandy Galiff, Assemblywoman Sandy Galiff, State Senator Terrence Murphy, Joan McDonald, who's now head of economic development in Westchester, and our mayor. And it really, and moderated by Larry Shear of this firm State and Broadway. And Larry is a representative. He represents all the major unions for the entertainment industry, like IATSE 52 and the Screen Actors Guild, and the major studios throughout the state. And it's really a panel discussion that is going to focus on the intersection, really, between multimedia and economic development. And one of the exciting things about multimedia is that, and especially when considering a post-Indian Point economy, because Entergy has done a lot for this community. They've done so much to fund the school system. They've funded our cultural events and institutions and so many things. And so what industry could we look to that may be able to augment that loss of revenue?
That's right.
And this is that industry. It's the one that's expanding in this state. It's the one that has expanded in Peekskill. And so this dialogue, and I know we've both spoken with Larry and heard some of the staggering facts and figures that he brings to bear. And so for everybody out there listening, this is truly going to be an interesting conversation. And just talking with Mayor Rainey yesterday about it, and the things that our mayor has to offer, and his thoughtful consideration of how our city weaves in with this kind of strategy of economic development. It's just so inclusive of so many people.
There you go.
And that's the exciting thing about it, and our chance to really craft this from the beginning so that we include our constituents here. So that's how AIM starts. It then, can I keep going?
Keep going. We got all day. Let's go.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I got the timer right here. You're all right.
One of the things that I'm excited about is each organization has their own real honest-to-goodness star. So we start off with this, I will say, star-studded panel.
I like
Our
that.
mayor included.
I think I like
It is
agree
true.
with that
Well,
one.
when have we had this kind of panel before in Peekskill? I think that's huge. I'm excited to be there. At the Peekskill Clay Studios, it's going to be multimedia in its approach to clay. And, you know, sort of the big 800-pound gorilla in the clay room is the Clay Art Center of Portchester. But our Peekskill Clay Studios is the second largest clay art facility in Westchester that I'm aware of. And the co-curator for this exhibit is actually the Clay Art Center of Portchester. So it's bringing them into the Peekskill orbit as well.
There you go. Right.
One of the featured artists, who Mayor Rainey and Deb as well, is a fellow named Bree Pettis,
Yes.
who we're very excited about in Peekskill, because the big announcement here is that Bree is the former founder and CEO of MakerBot, the 3D printer company. He has another company called Bantam Tools, and he's relocating that company from Berkeley, California, to Peekskill, which is just sensationally
That
exciting.
is out of
It
this
really
world.
is.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
And really part of our, I say, peripheral AIM team, but he's very engaged and really looking forward to doing things with the town, with us. Can I keep going?
I'm going to interject for
Please
one
do, because I'm
second,
talking too
okay?
much.
And we're going to get the second half of our schedule. But you know, people might be hearing this and saying, "Well, you know, why Peekskill?" Well, you know,
Good question.
okay,
Right.
why Peekskill? Well, first of all, we do have existing talent here. A lot of people who are in the industry live in our region. Okay,
right.
we have a built-in workforce. I mean, through the artists in the artist community we have here, we have a built-in workforce. We have interns from WCC who are available at any time. We have a great Foley studio here already. We have affordable rents. We have the ability to attract businesses who are really being, you know, priced out of space in the boroughs and Manhattan, Queens, and of course Brooklyn, which is getting more expensive than Manhattan right now.
see.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we have the available space. So I mean, not only do we have property in Peekskill, and we have our third floor units for smaller little software tech companies and things like that, but we have the ability to to offer space to people who are looking, startups who are looking. So, you know, this is a proclamation to the world. Besides, you know, it's networking is a proclamation to the world. Bring your business here. And that's where this AIM weekend was all designed around. So to continue with our schedule, which is really fascinating, and there's really something great happening at HVCCA. Why don't you say what's going on at HVCCA?
I just want to
Okay.
also add, because this is going to be on YouTube too, we're less than an hour from New York City. So that's the beautiful thing. A lot of people, when they hear Peekskill, they think of like Canada or something crazy if they've never been in Westchester area. So we're literally only an hour.
Ray up on that, because it's easier to get to Peekskill than it is to get to certain places in Brooklyn from Manhattan.
Right, exactly.
It took me 3 hours to get to Brooklyn from Peekskill. Okay, I kid you not. My husband's family's from Brooklyn. It took me 3 hours.
It'll take you 3 hours to get to Brooklyn from Manhattan.
Right.
That's why we're saying come to Peekskill.
Good.
Yeah, and you know, and another thing too, because you mentioned it before, WCC.
Very supportive.
Yeah, the other thing too is that for these industries, when they find out we had a major production facility come and do a tour of Peekskill and look around, and when they found out that they could get interns from WCC, wow! So instead of WCC being something that sort of exists in our community, it can be the gem of our community. And Bree's attitude was like, "I'll take them," you know, intern-wise. I'm sorry.
I believe WCC has the 3D.
They have.
They
oh,
have
that's
the 3D
right.
printers. Yes, they do.
In their,
Yeah, they do.
in their school.
Oh,
Yeah, they
yes.
do.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that's the next day on
Yeah.
the
Oh, man.
program. Yeah, it's
Those
very
are awesome.
exciting.
Those are awesome.
Very exciting. And we actually have WCC film school students profiling local media businesses here. Those fabulous videos.
Well,
we
they've
saw.
done an unbelievable job.
Yeah.
Oh
In
my
fact,
God.
when you all come to the mayor's, well, if you can get in, I think it's going to be a busy night. But doors open at 10:30, and our WCC film school students are going to have their profiles of 4 local media businesses,
Awesome.
on a
Oh,
loop,
gosh.
you know, which
Yeah,
is
that's
a neat
awesome.
thing. But Schedule?
Schedule.
Let's get to it.
All right, let's
All right.
get on to HVCCA.
All right, HVCCA, a film, Alejandro Jodorowsky's Endless Poetry. This is a film that Jodorowsky was John Lennon's favorite filmmaker, and he's an icon in the field of contemporary art film.
Nice.
And so his films usually are, PS1, MoMA, major cultural institutions throughout the world. So we have Jodorowsky here in Peekskill, and then a Q&A with Mick Gokenauer, who's a guy who's worked a lot with Jodorowsky.
Okay.
That's followed up with, now this is important for everybody out there. If you go to one of these events, pick up a 15% discount card for all of Hudson Hospitality's restaurants. You want to list the restaurants, Deb?
Oh, all right. So let's start. We
Please.
have the Hudson Room. We have the Eagle Saloon. We have the Taco Dive Bar. We have Buns and Bourbon. We have Fin and Brew. We have the new River Post down at the Charles Point. I believe that's open now. The brewery is open now. Did I
Taco
miss?
Dive Bar?
I mentioned the
Oh, you
Taco
did.
Dive Bar and Buns and Bourbon. So, I mean, any one of Louis' restaurants, you can go in with this, but you have to go to an event to get this.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah.
And
Not just giving them out. I mean, you got
Yeah, really,
to
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta come and have
Gotta
fun
show
it.
first. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, so next day. Next day at WCC, there's a reception at the college, and I'm just going to read this guy's name. I'm glad I have this card here. It's Game Design Workshop and Keynote with Keith Bergen. But there is, from 11 to 11:30, there's a brunch in conjunction with the Field Library.
Nice.
Then 11:30 to 1, Keith Bergen, and this is something really exciting. So from 1 to, well, everything's exciting. But from 1 to 2, Bree Pettis is going to do a speaking on the future of everything. And Bree is just a really fascinating guy to hear his thoughts about stuff. And that will be followed up, and that's open to the public.
Right.
But that will be followed up with a more limited, you have to go to the WCC website or the AIM website, which is artindustrymedia.com. Should have said that at the beginning.
And the schedule's on there, too.
The schedule's on there, but you do have to sign up if you want to do his workshop showcasing his new product that he's going to be building in Peekskill. And what that is, his company is called Bantam Tools. And Bantam Tools it's this amazing 3D etching machine. So do you remember how the 3D printer, I mean, what his company did is they brought the 3D printer, instead of it being a $100,000 printer, it was a couple of $1,000. So the average person could buy it and do these incredible things, and it could sit on your desktop. This 3D etching machine now takes a solid block, I think like aluminum. I hope, Bree, if you're listening, you don't tell me I got this wrong, but it's like a solid block, and you could literally design whatever you want on the computer and have this etch it out from high-end like chips, computer chips. And I don't want to get this wrong, but maybe a carburetor. I mean, literally, instead of having to buy the product, you can design the product. So it really unleashes a designer's creative.
It's a whole new era.
It's a 3D Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
In the
God.
past,
That's a
someone
whole
would
new
design it,
era.
have to ship it out someplace, have it built, I don't know, overseas or here somewhere, but now you could do it at home. So that's a really neat thing. That will be followed up. Shall I just power through?
Yeah, but you know what we
Yeah,
didn't
go ahead.
mention?
Yeah.
That the Jaworski film is being presented by the with HVCC in conjunction with the Peekskill Film Festival.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay,
Yes.
so
We all know about the
all
film
right, yeah.
festival.
So
Yes.
I
Lisa
just
Morgan
yes,
is a
yes,
fantastic
she
job.
You
has
got a lot
been-
of people
Lisa's
connected here.
wonderful.
So
we
this
do.
is
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
let's
really
go
good.
on with the schedule. So
All right,
I,
yeah.
had to get Alicia in there because
Right.
she's
Yeah.
worked hard on this
She's
event.
She's worked very hard, absolutely. So that will be followed up with Painting Poets. There will be painters and poets, and they'll kind of be jamming together.
Yeah, I've been a part of that, so that's an awesome experience. The poets actually come up there and read poetry, and as they're reading it or reciting it, the painters are actually painting the vision that they hear
Oh, wow.
from the words of the poet, from the whatever they're saying. So I've done that before a few times. It's a very awesome experience. You can hear what somebody's saying. While they're saying it, you can see a vision of what they're saying while they're saying it. And they have a different poet come up every couple of minutes, and they continue painting until they have a full-fledged actual art piece. It's awesome. So that was a great addition.
Improv.
There you go. Exactly.
Right? It's truly improv.
That's exactly what it is. That's a great addition to this event.
Yeah, it's going to be a neat thing, and that'll be at the Peekskill Guitar Shop.
On Division Street.
Division Street Guitars,
Division
yeah.
Street Guitars, which is also just a really neat place to visit. And
Good.
that's a great place.
I love this town.
Yeah, I do too.
No, I mean that's why.
It's
Hey,
so cool.
You know,
I
say
love
it loud,
the
say it
I love
proud,
the
right?
Peekskill. Oh my gosh.
You like
know,
it, huh?
Yes.
I've never heard of these three places.
When I
but the
saw
one
it,
on
I
the
don't
bottom-
need to anymore. I'm here.
No, come on,
But when
we're
I
here.
saw it at the council meeting, I was like, oh yeah, this is good.
Yeah, this is a good one.
So, I'm so glad.
No. That'll be followed up with Unger and Huang, and it's Hotel Dallas. It's a movie being played at Hudson Valley Center for Contemporary. I think I'm going to butcher this. Do you remember the TV series Dallas?
Oh, yes,
Andre, do you remember Dallas, or am I dating you a little bit?
I'm like, I don't know.
know.
I know, but I'll take a look for it. I'll look for it.
Dallas, I was a Dallas fiend. I love Dallas. I can tell you everything about Dallas.
I don't know if this will make it on camera, but Mike, the
Hi.
cameraman, if you can you please get Deb singing again?
It's gonna take two. Make that part repeat, right?
Who shot JR?
Oh, who shot JR? I
Who
mean,
shot
this is
JR? I mean, I
this
you know,
is the promo. Please.
I have to very quickly say, I worked for CBS at the time, and we were in the sales department, and we controlled all the tapes, and we got this tape came into videotape on the episode of who we found out who shot JR was brought in by armed guards.
Oh.
And nobody was allowed into the videotape section where this was going to be aired. I mean, this was so top secret that it was amazing, the security around this one particular episode, because there was so much about who shot JR. It became a cultural phenomenon.
Awesome.
And it was, so that's why I can sing the song.
You know,
Hotel
in
Dallas.
hindsight, it looks silly, but one day I hate to say this, Kim Kardashian stuff will look silly too. So it's
Right,
like,
right.
you know,
Oh,
it's like,
gosh.
you know, come on,
We're
it's
not
of a
too far away
time.
from that one
I
day.
had to look silly now, whatever.
You mean like today? Does it already seem
Like
silly?
yesterday? Like, no, I'm sorry.
Right. We're getting
Yes,
close.
we
Oh, sorry, we're aging ourselves. Sorry.
Yes, we are.
Sorry.
we are.
You're too young for this.
Well, this is interesting because it's literally like a I don't want to say funny or documentary on how Dallas influenced some, what was it, military? I don't know.
Yeah, the
something-
military coup or something like
I
that.
don't know, in some place in Eastern Europe. So luckily,
Eastern Europe.
wine and cheese are being served for this, and have a couple of glasses of wine first and then watch this movie.
And bring
There
your
you go.
Stetson.
And bring a Stetson, maybe?
There you go.
And this will be followed up by a staged
Paramount.
reading at the Paramount Hudson Valley of Indian Joe, the musical, written by and starring Elizabeth A. Davis and Don Scardino. And what makes this part of our multimedia presentation is that Court Heitman will be actually debuting a whole bunch of live feed equipment and doing it in a way that I believe hasn't really been done before. And so it'll be a multi-camera live feed, free event online. I mean, the details are coming in a little bit more now, but you can go to their website or ours and read more about
And
it.
everything,
So
okay.
that's our AIM 18 event. A lot of neat stuff going on.
I'm
Tired
excited.
already, aren't you?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. You guys knocked out my questions. So there's one question that I ask every board, and I'm looking forward to hearing you guys' answer to this. Though, in your experience, what do you like best about working with the people that you work with in your board?
I just think, every day is different. I mean, I have a terrific group of volunteers at the Chamber. Working with Lauren Brady is truly a wonderful experience. I mean, she and I are a great team, and we bounce a lot of things off of each other. I just think that being able to the diversity of each day, being able to help this community. When people come in every single day looking for help and looking for information, we can provide it. It's never a dull moment. And the people who I work with on the board of directors, like Ben, are truly committed. And they each take their piece, and it's so important. And I just really appreciate all the hard work that they put in.
Awesome. So, last but not least, Ben, you want to jump in? Or?
I could, yeah. Well, I would say that, well, first of all, Deb sets the tone for the Chamber of Commerce, and she is amazing.
Thank you.
And she's amazing to work with. And what I think is very special about this chamber is that it's an open platform for ideas. And if you want to then grab something and run with it, and I know we've spoken to Councilwoman Aguadella and Councilwoman Smith, and after AIM, we're going to follow up on some of these things that we've talked about.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a platform that if you have something you want to do, like this AIM project, there is excellence on that board that will likely jump on board
Right.
with you to make it happen.
There you go.
And so what I like about it is that, and then what I love about it is that this committee that I'm working with, and I've been on a number of boards before, and I've had a number of bands because, like you, I come from a musical background, and I've been around a bit. These committee members on the AIM committee, Maxie Grubner, Andrea Bloom, Peter McKinley, Bruce Apar, Chuck Newman, and Deb, are really the most wonderful, dedicated group of people I have ever worked with. And so that's very exciting, and it's here in Peekskill. It's here for the benefit of Peekskill.
I didn't bring
Everyone's
the tissue,
doing it
but
for
that was awesome.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
It's very special. And that's why we've been able to achieve, I mean, you've seen us, we've been on News 12, we've been on all the local trades. I can tell you this right now, I think maybe I texted you this, but AIM is now making the industry trades as well out in Los Angeles. So we're kind of making this impact that no one could ever, we never could have done this individually.
Right.
And having the city on board and working with you, and I mean, that's been fantastic as well.
Yeah.
Your enthusiasm has
Yeah, it
meant
has
so
been,
much to
Andre.
us,
It has.
and I know this is a
Yeah.
passion for you as well, the arts and media,
Right.
and it's great.
It's just working.
It's just
Yeah.
working.
The timing is perfect.
We've
as
already
well,
achieved a lot already, so it's like from now on, it's just,
Let's just make it move.
And I'm going to just say one thing for Ben.
Sure.
I didn't know Ben is a musician, and I heard his music for the first time. He has a beautiful voice. So if you want to hear some of Ben Green's,
not right now.
no. I'm not going to ask you to sing.
We haven't
but
ended
go
the
to
show singing
YouTube.
yet. I'm
But
just
go to
saying,
YouTube.
I'm just
See Ben
saying.
Green. I was like blown away. Really gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful voice.
Right.
And I had to say that. I had to
Are
say
we
that. I'm like a
blushing?
group. I'm a
We're
Ben
blushing.
Green groupie. Ben
Oh
Green
my
groupie.
goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious.
The natural talent is beautiful. So
That's-
once
that's
again,
sweet of you.
I really want to say I thank you two so much for coming. Everybody at home, this is amazing. The weekend of what is it, March 24th and March 25th, 2018. Please come out. If you're not from Peekskill, please come to Peekskill, especially during that weekend. This is going to be a great initiative, a great weekend, and a fun time for everybody. Everybody can come out and enjoy this weekend. So once again, I thank you two for being here.
Thank you.
Those of you at home, I hope you were on board with the mayor. Until next time, have a great evening. Peace and love, Peekskill.